So have you ever felt like there was a cap on your potential? Meaning, you've done the work, you've went to the seminars, you went to therapy, you've read the self-help books, you do the affirmations, you have a morning routine that you do, but yet you feel like you just keep hitting like the ceiling. Well, today I'm going to discuss what that ceiling is and how you can remove that where you will 10x your manifestations and just take your life to a whole new level exponentially. So you're not going to want to miss this message. Hey, what's up guys? Jimmy here from Ingrain to Train. Today I just wanted to talk about a very trending topic online, and that's manifesting. What does that look like? Many people, they read the book The Secret, or they've read Think and Grow Rich, ton of YouTube videos on it. Maybe you've been to a spiritual retreat or gathering and you know all about manifestation. But a lot of people get frustrated. Like, I do the work, have my affirmations, I journal, but I feel like I'm stuck still. I feel like it's not coming. I feel like I take a step forward, but then 2 steps back. And I want to tell you that while all that work is great, and having the therapist, the journaling, the books, all of that, great tools, they all have its purpose. But what I've noticed in the self-help industry is that they miss one huge component to this process. Well, what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is unresolved trauma. Let me explain. See, a lot of times people look at trauma and they equate it to an extremely traumatic event. A death, something terrible happened, some physical violence, something really traumatic. That's what a lot of people equate as trauma to. However, a lot of our roots come from childhood trauma. And the thing with childhood trauma is when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, our egocentric brain doesn't necessarily understand the magnitude of different types of trauma. It just knows when you didn't get your way, when your needs weren't met, when you weren't validated, when you weren't seen, when you weren't heard, when you were shamed. These things that seem insignificant as adults were actually very significant from childhood. And what happens is these moments from childhood are imprinted in our nervous system, and they're stuck in our body. They're literally in our body, in our subconscious. So what happens is you try to do manifestation techniques, you do talk therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, again, go to retreats, journal, and all that, but yet that wounded inner child with that trauma is still sitting in your nervous system. So what happens is, as you're trying to ascend, you're trying to move higher, you're trying to do new things, you have that scared, unseen, unheard, traumatized child running the show who doesn't feel safe. So you're trying to ascend, but it's like you have a weight pulling you down because that younger version of you, that part of you, doesn't want to ascend because it's afraid. Now, a lot of people don't quite understand, but think about it for a second. If you were a child and you were shamed for being vulnerable, you were shamed for speaking up, using your voice, being seen, you were kind of told, like, just shut up and go sit down, that's going to be very hard to really call in and step into your power as an adult, to be seen on social media, to use your voice, to ask for help, to negotiate, to do different things that you need to do to get to that next level, to build a business, or to approach your crush that you want to be romantic with, right? Because it doesn't feel safe in your body. So the ego kicks in and is trying to protect you and essentially self-sabotages, right? So what we have to do is we have to get into the body. When you get into the body, then we can begin to move that energy. We can remove those blocks. And as a result, now when you do these things, you do this work, you go after what you want, you don't have that weight holding you back anymore. It literally changes how you see situations. It changes your perspective. It changes your decision making, because now you're not operating from that place of that wounded inner child. You're actually operating from a place of empowerment. You're no longer the victim, right? But we have to get to that root cause. And a lot of people, they just don't know this. So I'm here to teach you the game. I'm gonna give you an exercise to do. What you wanna do is think of a moment that keeps showing up in your life. Say it's you get some money, but then you lose it. Get it? You lose it. You can't figure out why you're kind of stuck at this income threshold. You're just stuck there. Well, think about how you grew up. Think about what you were told about money when you were a kid. Were you told that money didn't grow on trees? Were you told that you had to work hard for money? Were you told that being rich was bad or greedy or evil? Whatever program that you were told as a youngster, go back to those moments and think about times where maybe there wasn't enough. Maybe you did miss a meal, or maybe your parents told you, no, we can't afford that right now. Think about some of the things you were told when you were younger and go back to that version of yourself. Go back to that precise moment. Think about it. Think about that situation. And what you want to do is you want to pay attention. What did it feel like in your body? What did it feel like to not have it up? What did that feeling of lack feel like? Where did you feel it? Is your chest tight, throat tight? Clench your fist, clench your jaw. Where do you feel it at? And what you want to do is you want to welcome the feeling, because that feeling is a part of you. When you deny the feeling, you're denying a part of yourself. And if you want to get to that next level, you want to truly ascend, you want to be fully authentic, you want to embrace your whole self. So you don't want to deny that experience. You don't want to deny that part of yourself. So you want to feel those feelings, and you have a conversation with it. And you simply acknowledge it. You thank it for being there. You say, thank you for trying to keep me safe. I appreciate you. I honor you. You no longer have to be here. By addressing that part of you and shedding light on it, what it does is it's going to take some of that power away from it. And now what you can do, you're in a position to reframe that story. You can essentially be the parent. They call it reparenting. You can be the parent that you needed when you were that age, and you can reframe the story as something more empowering. Think about some 5 pieces of evidence where that story actually benefited you as an adult. So again, if you grew up in a scarce or lack of money household, what you can do is think about a lot of people that come from that space wind up being good at budgeting. Are you good at budgeting? Did you learn discipline? Okay, the program was you had to work hard for money, but as a result of working hard for money, did you develop good habits? Are you organized? Are you disciplined? Are you structured? These are pieces of evidence where that programming actually benefited you. And instead of coming from a place of lack, you could take the good from that story, use it as empowering. And it's, again, we take the power away from the feelings of lack, of unworthiness, of not enough. And you come from that place of empowerment, and you just honor the facts. This is the household I grew up. My parents, they did the best that they could. I know they love me, but now I'm moving forward. I'm moving here. Now you just cleared that block. So all that journaling, all the manifestation work, all the visualization, all those things that you were working on, now you're going to feel that sense of empowerment. And they always talk about, in the law of attraction world, the key is in the feeling. By removing that block, that dead weight, now you can actually feel what abundance feels like. You can feel the gratitude. You can feel the power. And now you move from that space energetically, and then you begin to see more opportunities. You welcome different opportunities to you that normally you probably would have talked yourself out of or self-sabotage. You embrace all of it. You embrace different challenges with curiosity now, because you're not triggered. You're not operating from a place of survival, a place of lack, just trying to keep your head above water anymore. Now you're in your power and you own it. Now you're able to make better decisions. You're having fun with life. Things just seem to be flowing your way. That is the key. But you have to be willing to sit with those feelings. And I'll be honest, when you first do this work, especially men, because we're taught not to feel, it's very, very uncomfortable. Very. Because what happens is a lot of times we disassociated those feelings. So we become numb to it and we cope. We try to distract ourselves with entertainment, alcohol, sex, whatever that looks like for you. So we've run away from those feelings for so long, we become numb to it in our body. So as you start to shed light on it, what's going to happen is the feeling is going to come up. You're going to literally feel it come up. And this is where it gets scary for a lot, because you may cry, you may get angry, you may shake, you may uncontrollably laugh. That's your body releasing that trapped emotion. It's just energy moving. We just have to reframe what that feels like, or how we think about that. It's just energy moving and it's releasing. That's a good thing. That's what we want. A lot of people get to that point and it gets overwhelming. They push back down. We don't want to do that. We want to allow all of that to come out. And to compound the effect even more, move your body with it. Let it. If you need to shake, shake. Jump up and down. Hit something. Regardless, move the energy as these emotions start to flow out, because now you're clearing. And as this clears and it releases, then you're going to feel lighter. Think of a hot air balloon. Essentially, the hot air balloon doesn't get off the ground till you take the weights off of it. And that's all we're doing. We're taking the weights off so you can soar, right? So you want to get into the body. Feel those feelings, honor the feelings, know when they come up. That's just a part of the process. Move the energy. Then you can just reframe the story to a more empowering story. And then always go back to those 5 pieces of evidence of how that situation served you. Take a step back, look at the facts, and watch how everything changes for you. So I want you to try this. Let me know in the comments how it goes. I'm excited for you. I've done this process myself. I know it works. If you want to reach out to me, click the link below. You can book a free consultation call with me. We can dive a little bit deeper on your situation so I can help you out. Till next time, guys, check it out.